Hey GenderqueerChat, it's Matt and it's Tuesday, and this week we're talking about boxes. How do you fill in the male or female gender boxes on surveys and forms? This is obviously something that we all have to deal with at some stage in our lives, being handed a piece of paper and a pen and being asked to fill this out, or maybe registering for something online and you're going to be confronted with a whole bunch of personal questions. Inevitably, one of these questions is going to be, what is your gender? And usually the set responses that you have to choose between are male or female. Probably not going to be a big issue for the majority of people. You just tick a box and move along. But for a person who identifies as genderqueer or gender variant or transgender or somewhere on a gender spectrum other than strictly male or female, this could cause embarrassment, make you feel like you're being misrepresented, or could be dangerous in some cases. So definitely something worth thinking about. In one of my earlier videos I talked about how I started a new job, and I was really concerned about how it was going to go down when I discovered that my training group consisted of 12 female-bodied, presumably female-identifying people and myself. And I was worried that that was going to cause an issue in the sense of my gender being picked out as being different and people would say things that would make me feel uncomfortable. And that certainly did happen on a daily basis. I guess it's one of those things. For whatever reason, I didn't choose to correct anyone or say anything or come out about being genderqueer or try and educate anyone. I just let it slide, and maybe it was character building, I don't know. But after the training, we were asked to fill in a staff survey. And I work for the government in a public service department, and they're really big on these sort of things and finding out how everyone's feeling, the staff opinions and how morale's going and all that sort of stuff. And so I filled in this survey of 16 billion questions. And a lot of the questions were to deal with whether you felt accepted, whether you felt like you may have experienced discrimination or bullying in the workplace. And as I was doing it, I was kind of likening it back to the training environment. And even though I know there was no malicious intent, and even though I didn't present myself as anything different, so I can't really expect anybody to even recognise that, I did wonder whether or not what I was experiencing was a form of discrimination. Anyway, as I got to the end of the survey, the very last question was, what is your gender? Male or female? At that stage I was like, bugger this. I think I went to leave it. It may have submitted it, I don't know. But yeah, basically it gave you the options of male or female. Didn't give a third box for a different kind of gender. Didn't give a blank box where you could put your own gender. Didn't allow you to progress without filling in this question or giving a link so that you could write a little bit about why you didn't want to answer the question. It just gave you those two options. And I don't know, that felt kind of uncool. So I left it, but male or female. If they had have asked, what is your sex? I would have been quite happy to tick that male box. But it didn't ask that. And as we know, sex and gender are different things. And usually, unfortunately, it seems to be posed as what is your gender. But yeah, made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. I have noticed, like with filling out other sort of things, sometimes people try and make an effort. I remember one website, I can't remember what it was, but it asked for gender and it gave you the options of male or female or transgender. I don't think I'd feel comfortable ticking that box either. No more comfortable than I would male or female. And it just goes to show that while there may be a little bit more of an awareness, it's going to take some time before, well, realistically, is everyone ever going to be happy? I mean, there's a million identities out there and a million different genders, one for each person practically, so I guess you can't represent everybody. But I think if I had a choice, I'd like to be presented with 3 boxes, male, female, genderqueer, or queer, and be able to tick that box. I don't want to commit to the male or female. I think that would misrepresent me and I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. But if there was a genderqueer box, I would tick that one. So put it on your forms, genderqueer. Okay, that was weird, sorry. Anyway, that's it for me. How do you fill in your boxes? See you next week.